My name is Donna Payne. I've been at the Human Rights Campaign for 11 years, and I'm the Associate Director of Diversity. My coming out experience was very alone. So my journey was difficult, and I had vowed to myself that I didn't want to see that journey be so hard for someone else. And I also felt that we shouldn't have others having to give up their African American culture just to be who they are. What comes to mind was a real big movement in the Black LGBT world, and that was a conversation with Minister Farrakhan. A couple of years ago, Minister Farrakhan was having the Million More March. And the national organization, National Black Justice Coalition, had asked to be a part of that march. We finally received note back from Minister Farrakhan's people that we were being reviewed to be a part of the march, but they had some concerns. They weren't sure if they were ready to have a LGBT group at the event. We made sure that we reached out to Minister Farrakhan, and surprisingly enough, Minister Farrakhan reached back and said he would talk to us on the phone to discuss LGBT issues. We talked to him on the phone, and his first response was that he would like to change his attitude, but he too wondered about some things. He wondered how we lived and what could he do to support us. And he referred to us as having another lifestyle. And we put him in check. We said, we respect that you keep using the term lifestyle and us and other. We're part of you. And it is not a lifestyle. We're living our life, but it's not a lifestyle. This is a sexual orientation. He took a moment, he paused, he laughed, and he said, I guess I have to be open to listening to you. And we laughed and said, we're open to listening to you. Minister Farrakhan, not only did he talk with us on that phone call for an hour, but he agreed to an in-person meeting so that he could understand better before he made a public announcement to his people and his faith. And that would be a huge announcement to the Muslim community. So that meeting we had in person was 4 of us, and it took 3 hours to go back and forth between the communication of how you talk to someone. We would stop, we would listen, we would take some of his questions, and we would give him direct answers. What is it like to be a lesbian? You know, I had my hand up. And I talked about being raised in faith and how I was told that I would be a loss to the race because I was a lesbian. I couldn't have any kids at that point. That's what they were thinking. And therefore, I was a loss. And how that would feel. Like, can you imagine? And that's what I said. Can you imagine how that would feel? Like, I would feel like I was lost in the wilderness and I didn't have anyone there. He felt that. He acknowledged that. And he said that he thought he needed to rethink how he had been thinking about LGBT people, and he wanted to see how he could be more supportive. And if it meant that he needed to change his words and he needed to say how supportive he was, that he was ready. As a result of that difficult conversation, that moment when you get up from the table and you realize that you all have had a hard time talking, but you now see eye to eye. Pictures were taken, and then the Minister Farrakhan released a press release stating that he supported LGBT people. Subsequently, the Human Rights Campaign issued a statement saying that they support the Million More March. And then the National Black Justice Coalition released a statement saying that they support the Million More March. And that's how big things happen.